If you're staying tuned, you're still watching Game On here on News Central TV. We've made a small switch now, and we have two fine gentlemen in the studio to come and talk about a unique type of league. I'm sure you've heard about basketball leagues, football leagues, but have you ever heard about a boxing league? Well, joining us now in the studio is Omonlei Yakubu Imadu. He's the CEO of Yucateco Boxing Promotions, and he's also the founder of the first ever boxing league in Nigeria. That's the Yucateco Boxing League. And beside him, on the far, that's my far right, that's Matthew Okugbe. He's the media manager of the Yucateco Boxing League. Gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us. So let me start with you, Yakubu. A boxing league, where did that idea come from? You know, everybody knows football league, basketball leagues, handball leagues, but a boxing league?
Yeah, that given idea came out of passion, you know, knowing fully well the vibrant potentials of Nigerian boxers or we black men generally, and you see the talent, the God-given talent is there, but how come we've not gotten a lot of champions, you know, on a consistent basis? So we discovered the major challenge and setback is just because there is no consistent platform where people got to exhibit their talent and pursue their career. And the only way we can do that, you can't achieve that just having a one-time boxing event, and you have to wait another 2 months, 3 months, you know.
Like you do, because I'm aware of the fact that you hold regular boxing events, the Yucateco Boxing Night,
yeah.
Yes, in Ikorodu.
In Ikorodu.
So now, instead of that, you decided to make it more regular, and have a league instead.
Yes, thank you. So that it's consistent and it gives a broader platform so that can actually give opportunity to a whole lot of boxers, you know, because, okay, let me look at this given scenario, right? In Ikorodu alone, maybe you have over 1,000 boxers, talented boxers who actually want to take boxers as a career, right? And now you have to wait every 2 years or 4 years to get a chance to go to either festival or you go to All African game or this. And when that time comes, the government can only take maybe 11, 12, as the case may be, like what we saw in this just concluded All African game. Now, among 1,000 people, only 11 is going to be there. You miss that chance, you have to wait for another 2 years or 4 years. That means a lot of people along the line get discouraged about this given career that there's never going to be a platform, an opportunity if I miss this. Now, when private individual like us came with that initiative, how do we tackle this given situation? That's why out of passion we said, okay, let me start a league. So the league will continue to run on a yearly basis. If we have 2 seasons within a year, and each season is going to have a cycle of 4 months, you know. So that means you can keep a whole lot of boxers. So if you don't make it active, so you train, you have an opportunity to actually exhibit your talent, waiting, whether your time comes to represent the country or not, you are what? You have another platform that's going to be another gateway to being a champion.
Okay, but are these professional boxers or amateur boxers?
Well, in the very first season, you know, which our maiden season, we concentrated basically on amateur, you know. But Yucateco Boxing League basically is an international body of its own that will be doing both amateur and professional league. Okay. So we're making general preparation, strong one now, to have a professional league, professional boxing in the league, coming up any moment from now. Okay. But that's going to be after this one. Season 2, which is for the amateur.
Okay, so Matthew, let me come to you. Season 1, of course, concluded. Absolutely. Was from what we saw was really good, really exciting. So tell us, how the format for this league? Is it typical like football, where you have top of the table relegation? How does this league work?
Yeah, basically some of the systemics of the league itself is you would say complex in some way. But the dynamism of it also is the interesting part to it. Okay. We had, in the first season, we had precisely 20 boxing clubs, and the first season ran for precisely 14 weeks. So consistently, these boxers were fighting every Friday and Saturdays. You understand? It started from Lagos, and the first season was in Lagos, Ogun. We had this one in Ondo, and we also have in Oyo. So that's 4 different venues. Yeah, four different venues across 4 different states. So the consistency itself has also shown. And in every category, the boxers get to fight one another.
Okay, so how many categories do you have?
So for the first season, I think we had about 6, 7 different categories. Okay. Yes, we had 6, 7 different categories. And there is a champion from each categories.
Okay.
Each categories get to produce a champion of their own. And not to forget, we also have the female categories where the females also from several weights also get to fight one another. So these are some of the intricacies that we were exposed to, especially in season 1 and season 2. We hope that we'll be able to consolidate and begin to build thereof. One very interesting part to season 1 was the fact that we had over 200 boxers from across Nigeria. We understand competing for among the 20 different boxing clubs in all weight categories. So it was it's more like bringing Las Vegas to Lagos if you've been to any of our venues.
I can imagine.
Yeah, but
so we're talking about the structure itself. So do winners do they get like 3 points for a win, 1 point for a draw, no point for a loss? How does that work?
I think he should be able to tell you.
Yeah, basically on the point system, with the mechanism, boxing is not like it's not
like football, like you know, 3-0.
Yeah, but what we successfully achieved is making the point a two-way benefit. So a part of the club, like if you win, when you win, automatically there's a given point that is attributed to the club that you are representing.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that same winning of yours is also going to hand you a given point, which pushes you up the table in your weight categories. Are you understand what I'm saying?
Yes, absolutely.
Just imagine if you win, you're going to have 3 points. So that 3 points automatically goes to your club.
Okay.
Right, for the club, because you represent the club. And but you're also fighting for yourself as you're fighting for the clubs. So automatically, that your own winning also irrespective whether you win by technical knockout
or RSC
or whatever, is going to add a point.
Okay. So basically, there are 4 points on offer: 3 points for your club and 1 point for you.
No. 3 points is for the club points.
Yes.
Then your own individual point is also 3 points.
3 points.
Oh, okay.
6 points.
So that's 6 points.
Cumulatively
Okay.
6
Cumulatively,
points.
and that pushes you on the ladder. So automatically, in your own weight category, you get to fight twice. Every given boxer is in the weight category, they're going to fight each other twice, home and away, within the period of the league.
So if you have like 5 people in your category plus you, that's 6. That means you get to fight 10 times.
No, basically, because if you have to fight yourself, right? Imagine 5 people in your own weight categories, right?
With yourself 6.
With yourself 6. Automatically, you're going to have to fight 10 times.
10 times.
You're right.
Yeah.
That's correct.
Oh, wow. Do you have any questions?
Well, I'm looking at the business angle. How do you? What's the implication financially for you? How do you raise the funds? Because if you are going to, if you are organizing a boxing league where you have, like he said, across 4 centers, outside Lagos, it requires a lot of money. For the teams, for the referees, even for this stage I saw now, the stage is not bad. So, so the packaging itself. So what has it cost you?
Well, thank you very much. You see, you just asked me one of the most interesting parts of this given project. And I'm going to be technical about it. First and foremost, it cost me a whole lot of money. Is it the logistics? Are you talking about the branding? Are you talking about the remunerations, the benefits? But then, the major motives, basically, is to develop the sport, put smile on them, and also create job. Because we have artisans, we have different people who benefited from the whole.
Yeah, food vendors, transporters, there's even coaches, men, medical personnel,
even security, medical, and whole lot. Now, the issue is, we happen to come from this part of this a continent where your idea, no matter how good your idea is, you must be seen to put it on limelight that this is possible before anybody can buy into your idea. When just one person cannot do it alone. But how do you get sponsors? How do you go to people, oh, this is my idea, come and put your money in it, right? They want to see the blueprint. What have you been able to do with your idea? If your idea is so good, what risk have you taken that given idea of yours? What step have you taken? So I took it upon myself, this is passion, and I spoke to my wonderful wife, I said, you know what? I believe so much in this. Let's use what we have. Let's also leverage on our connections, the well-endowed, put everything together and let's show Nigerians that this is possible. And hey, only season 1, we spent nothing less than 200 million to achieve that 4 months program that has come to limelight. And guess what? The second season is about to come.
Yeah, I was just going to ask you about that. If you're saying season 1 was 200 million, that's almost a quarter of a billion.
Absolutely.
What can we look forward to for season 2? Is it going to be bigger, better?
Bigger, better, stronger, and wider in scope.
So you had 4 venues in the season 1. How many venues are we looking forward to in season 2?
Well, depending on the mechanics, in season 2, we want to make it national. We want to make sure every nook and cranny of Nigeria get to participate for as much as there is a God-given talent in those given areas.
And the venue.
When you talk about venue, it all depends, because I'm not going to say we're going to take it around the entire venue, because if there is instability in Borno, for example, in a certain area will still, it's not going to be able to benefit in terms of venue, but in terms of asset to your boxer. If you have a good boxers in Borno who want to participate, we are developing the mechanism that they still get a chance to participate even though there's no venue in Borno.
So, for example, they might go to the nearest city, which might be
the nearest city,
or Yola,
exactly,
or
because we take it
Abuja.
around.
Okay.
To give sense of belongings to every Nigerian.
So when is this season 2 supposed to start?
May 24th.
May 24th.
Yeah, and let me also come in season 2, we're also looking at opening it out, giving it a stretch, especially beyond just Nigeria.
Really?
Making it an international event. Because it's also open for boxers from especially neighboring West African countries. Yeah. We have other boxers already showing interest. Boxers who will be coming in from places like Benin Republic, places like Togo, Ghana. So boxers are already indicating interest. And the reason we are doing this is to ensure that we also give our boxers back home that international exposure. Some of these boxers have met themselves not once, not twice. But now, if they are meeting a boxer that is coming in from Ghana, some of them are having this feel for the very first time.
I'm just curious. Is it any different fighting in Nigeria that is against fighting a Benin or a Ghanaian?
Absolutely.
Okay.
There is a difference. I would tell you, each continent and each given country has their own system and style of boxing.
Style.
You understand? So these persons have been under the tutelage of certain coach and certain style, some the Cuba style, some the American style, some the British style.
style.
So these guys are coming with a different feel. You understand? So they are also exposed to this, and they might be seeing that for the very first time. So if these boxers are beginning to have this level of exposure, so it puts them in pole position by the time you take them for the All Africa Games, by the time you take them for the Commonwealth Games, they become refined. So that is exactly what the Yucateco Boxing League is also looking at doing, especially from season 2.
Okay, in Lagos here, which venue do you use?
Lagos, precisely, we are looking at 3 major venues in Lagos. We're looking at the Yucateco headquarters, just like we did in Ikorodu. We're looking at another venue in Agege, and as well as the National Stadium, just like we did in the maiden season. So precisely this time around, we might decide to extend it, Lagos being what it is, and still take it a notch further.
Okay. 24th of May, the Yucateco season 2 of the Yucateco Boxing League will begin, and of course it's open to all amateur boxers this season as well, male and female. So you know exactly where to go to get your punch on. Many thanks to you, Yakubu, Imadu, Omonlei, founder of the Yucateco Boxing League. Of course, Matthew Okugbe, who is the media manager of the Yucateco Boxing League as well. It's been very interesting listening to 2 gentlemen who have the idea for a boxing league, a different kind of league, and one full of punch. You're still watching that Game On. We'll take another short break on return. It's football all the way. Nigerians are not happy with the Super Eagles after just 2 days, but we'll be right back.